What caused the deaths of not one, but two drivers during the 1964 Indy 500? There's more to it than you might think. At the Indy 500, man and machine must work in unison to emerge victorious. Held each Sunday and Memorial Day weekend at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, it typically takes around 3 hours for racers to complete the 500-mile race. Today, top racing speeds often exceed 200 miles per hour. Any kind of car that travels that fast is dangerous, not to mention the powerful Indy cars that compete at this premier event.
Oh no! Kirkwood! Ooh! Kirkwood upside down!
Sadly, since the first Indy 500 in 1911, a number of drivers, crew members, and even spectators have died in accidents. On that tragic note, the 1964 race carries a dark distinction for being the only time two drivers were killed by the same wreck, Dave McDonald and Eddie Sachs. The race had only just begun when the accident occurred. In an effort to achieve a better position during the opening lap, rookie driver Dave McDonald had moved to the outside of the pack when Walt Hansgen abruptly maneuvered to the left, causing McDonald to lose control of his vehicle. McDonald's car spun 180 degrees before it slammed into the wall and burst into flames. His car then bounded back toward the other oncoming vehicles. At that point, Eddie Sachs' car struck McDonald's and also blew up. Both racers were driving out-of-date rear-engine cars, which ran on highly combustible gasoline compared to the more stable fuel other cars used at the time. It truly was an accident waiting to happen. A number of other drivers were involved in the fatal wreck, one of them being Johnny Rutherford, who crashed into Sachs' car. Recalling the scene to Motor Trend, Rutherford described the heat of the flames as feeling like, quote, someone jerked open the door of a blast furnace. Fortunately, he was able to escape his car in time. Though first responders were quick to respond, they had trouble effectively combating the flames with their CO2 extinguishers. John Williams, one of the first to arrive, told Motor Trend, "We couldn't get to them because of the fire. It was a sickening feeling, pouring all that stuff on the cars and watching it do nothing." Sachs died on the scene. While sources vary on the timeline of McDonald's death, Art Garner writes in Black Noon, the year they stopped the Indy 500, that he succumbed 15 days later in the hospital. According to Indy Star, this was the first time in Speedway history that the race was stopped because of a deadly crash. How long did they stop it for? A little less than 2 hours. Bob Doherty, an Associated Press photographer who was there that day, told the publication, "I couldn't imagine them wanting to have a race after that, but it had to happen. There was a tradition that had to live on, and they cranked it up. I got back into my spot and finished shooting the race. I have no idea who won." The Indy 500 winner that year was A.J. Foyt. For his achievement, he walked away with $153,650. Reflecting on the tragedy after the race, he told Sports Illustrated, "You can't let this get you down about those guys getting killed. You can't let anyone get too close to you in this game. If they get killed, it breaks your heart. And if you're going to race, you have got to race alone." Because of public pushback after the tragedy, race car designs were better regulated and methanol fuel became mandated. Who knows how many lives have been saved because of these changes.